Welcome to today's video where we're diving into Frank Turek's acronym C.R.I.M.E.S, a powerful tool for understanding the scientific evidence for a creator. Let's break down each part of this acronym, explore the evidence, and see how it contrasts with common counterarguments. Let's start with C in C.R.I.M.E.S, which stands for the Cosmological argument. This argument hinges on the idea that the universe had a beginning. Science tells us that the beginning occurred approximately 13.8 billion years ago, commonly known as the Big Bang. The question is, what caused this beginning? Everything that begins to exist has a cause, and since the universe began to exist, it must have a cause. This cause, however, must be beyond space, time, and matter, because space, time, and matter themselves began with the universe. Now, some might argue that the universe could have emerged from quantum fluctuations or even be a part of a multiverse. But here's the catch. Even these explanations require a prior state or a cause, meaning they don't escape the need for an ultimate origin. In contrast, the cosmological argument leads us to an uncaused, eternal cause, something or rather someone outside the bounds of the physical universe. Next, we have R for reason. Our ability to reason and think logically points to a rational mind behind the universe. Consider this. If our cognitive faculties were purely the product of random, unguided processes, why would we trust them to lead us to the truth? The laws of logic are immaterial, universal, and unchanging, qualities that don't fit neatly into a purely materialistic worldview. Moreover, naturalism struggles to explain why our minds, which evolved for survival, would also be geared towards discovering truth. Now, some might argue that our reasoning abilities evolved because they were advantageous for survival. However, the reliability of human reason is better grounded in the belief that our minds were created by a rational, logical being. After all, evolutionary processes focused solely on survival don't guarantee truth-seeking capabilities. Moving on to I, which stands for information. The complexity and specificity of the information encoded in DNA points strongly to an intelligent source. DNA operates like a highly advanced code or language. And what do we know about codes and languages? They always originate from a mind. The structure of DNA is incredibly intricate, with sequences of nucleotides that direct the construction of proteins essential for life. This is not just random data, it's precise, complex, functional, the hallmarks of design. Some scientists propose that life and DNA could have arisen from natural processes, but the sheer complexity of genetic information makes this increasingly unlikely. Just as a book requires an author, the information-rich structure of DNA suggests an intelligent designer. Now, the M in C.R.I.M.E.S stands for morality. Objective moral values and duties imply the existence of a moral lawgiver. If moral laws are objective and binding, true for all people at all times, where do they come from? Consider this. Acts like murder or rape are recognized as objectively wrong across cultures. This points to a universal moral standard. Even the concept of universal human rights, which transcends cultural boundaries, suggests that objective morality exists. Now, some argue that morality is just a social construct, varying by culture and circumstance. But if morality were purely relative, it would be impossible to criticize practices like genocide or slavery across cultures. The existence of objective moral values requires a moral lawgiver, God. Now we come to E for evil. The existence of evil is often used as an argument against God, but it actually points to the existence of a moral standard, which implies a moral lawgiver. See, without God, calling something evil loses its meaning. Philosophers have long debated the problem of evil as evidence against a good God, but acknowledging evil requires a recognition of good, which in turn suggests an objective moral standard. Some atheists argue that evil is simply a byproduct of natural processes or human evolution. However, if evil is real, it presupposes a standard of good that transcends human opinion. This standard points to God, who defines what is good and evil. Evil, therefore, isn't evidence against God, but rather evidence of a moral framework that God upholds. The better question is not evil exists, therefore God does not exist. Rather, why does evil exist? Finally, we have S for specific design. The fine-tuning of the universe and biological systems suggests intentional design. The precise constants and the conditions necessary for life to exist cannot be explained by chance alone. Let's look at the fine-tuning of the universe. The constants that govern the universe, like gravitational force and electromagnetic force, are finely tuned to allow for life. Change any one of these constants even slightly, and life as we know it would be impossible. Some argue that we shouldn't be surprised by the universe's fine-tuning because if it weren't fine-tuned, we wouldn't be here to observe it. This is known as the anthropic principle. However, this principle does not explain why the universe is fine-tuned. It merely observes that it is. In addition, biological systems like bacterial flagellum show irreducible complexity, meaning they cannot function if any part were removed. This suggests that some features must have been designed as fully formed systems. And there you have it, Frank Turek's C.R.I.M.E.S acronym, a compelling case for the existence of a creator based on scientific and philosophical evidence. Each point, cosmological argument, reason, information, morality, evil, and specific design, offers insights that not only build the case for God, but also challenge naturalistic explanations. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.